Hi, in this slide we'll take a little bit deeper look into the rider and elephant idea. Actually, the brain doesn't have two parts, left brain, right brain, is a common expression you hear. It's actually a triune brain. It's an evolutionary phenomenon. Um, at the base of the brain is this red section, which is called the reptilian brain. And this is also where the amygdala is. So this is where our instant response to fight, flight, or freeze. In other words, do I go after what's in front of me, or do I run away from it, or do I just freeze like a deer in the headlights and hopefully they won't see me because I'm camouflaged, kind of thing. It also has to do with basic, as you see, safety, sustenance, sex, kind of issues. The next part, the yellow part, is called the mammalian part of the brain. And for more highly evolved creatures that are warm-blooded and have more complicated kids that take longer to get to maturity and independence, so they have to have strong parenting, often two parents in the case of humans, for example. We have to have chemistry that makes us want to bond with the baby and do anything we can to protect the baby and all those sort of things. And then over time, man uniquely developed this big cerebral cortex where we can do 1 + 1 = 2, 3, 4. We can remember the past pretty well, or we think we can, and we can anticipate the future, so we can plan and strategize, and we can compare how we're doing versus some sort of standard. Most bears in the woods don't say, am I a good bear or a bad bear? They're just having, is this a good day or bad day? Every day is the day. They just don't reflect on that stuff. They don't have a concern about the past or the future. They're just in the present. So this is a great tool. It helps us communicate language and cooperate and solve problems and so forth. The problem is that when we see something, all different things trigger in each level, and the speeds vary. The reptilian brain will react in, let's say 1/200th of a second. The mammalian brain maybe in 1/20th of a second, and the cerebral cortex may take a second or two to say, oh, something going on here, what's going on? It's actually pretty slow and plotting about how it does things. So what happens is something happens, we have an immediate reaction coming from the reptilian part. Then there's a secondary reaction, which is, well, what's the emotional right thing to do? Who do I love and who do I hate and who do I have to take care of? And then the last thing, the rider or the monkey riding the tiger is sort of saying, well, gee, I'm already running out of the house that's burning with the baby. What's going on? Oh, I get it. Just my reflexes, had me do the right survival thing. And this is all great. However, because of the triune contamination, if you will, when we run around in business and think we really know what's going on, we have all kinds of cognitive, that is thinking, biases that get us in trouble when we make decisions. So I've put down here in this little box two expressions. One is triune brain. You can go to Wikipedia and put that in there and then look at the speeds of the different parts of the brain. Also go to Wikipedia and type in cognitive biases. Because of all the MRI and ongoing brain research, we can now pinpoint what areas of the brain are working when certain emotions or intellectual challenges happen, etc. And since 1970, there's been an enormous amount of research on decision theory and why we have blind spots or why we have a bias about how we think about things. And when you look at the exhaustive list of cognitive biases, it's scary to think how many really flawed decisions we make every day, but it still kind of works out. Because, of course, in business, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be better than the competition. So if we're all equally cognitively biased, if we can just be a little bit less so, we'll do well. So that's a little bit deeper look into the triune brain or the rider and the elephant. Thank you.